Welcome to Sunny Stampin' Studio, and today we're going to be doing the Naughty Snowmen. Now, I know there's nothing new about doing snowmen. It's just a bunch of different sized circles stacked one on top of the other, but I kind of like to add a little bit of a twist to them. I like to put a little expression, make them do things, or put on expressions that you might not otherwise find on a snowman. So the punches we're going to need today are the 1 3/8 inch circle punch, your 1/2 inch circle punch, your snowflake punch, the arrow punch, I do not remember the name at the moment, your 1 1/4 inch circle punch, and your 1 3/4 inch circle punch, which is the largest one that Stampin' Up! Carries. You're also going to need a 1/8 inch and a 1/4 inch circle punch, which is simply, Stampin' Up! Used to carry them. They don't have them anymore, but that's just your standard size circle punch from any office supply store. So we already know, of course, that we're just going to be stacking the snowmen. So you're going to take your 3 larger size circles, and you're going to start by adding just a little touch of Tempting Turquoise shading. So I'm just going to bring this in a little closer. Okay, starting with the largest one, we're just going to choose one side to add the shading to. Okay, so I'm going to do each one up. So there are definitely a lot of circle punches involved with these projects. And I'm not going to actually put them together because I just want to show you a few variations on the expressions that you can do. And being my 10-minute limit, I've got to do this quick. Okay, so we have our 3 circles over here with Tempting Turquoise and my sponge dauber. I then took my 1/4 inch and my 1/8 inch and put them on top of each other. Now, depending on how you want the expression, that's how you are going to glue the black 1/8 inch onto the 1/4 inch. So if I want him looking upwards or looking kind of dopey, I'm going to put the eyes towards the top of the circle. If I want him looking straight ahead, I'm going to put the eyes over here. So if you take a look, my smallest one, of course, is going to be my snowman. I'm going to stack them. No, you can't see that. Hold on here. We'll pan that out. I'm going to stack them one on top of the other like this, and you're going to see with the eyes how I can change the expression. Oh, that's weird. Okay. So if I want him to look straight ahead, of course I have my eyes that are looking straight ahead. Bring him in close for a sec. Okay. If I want him to be looking off to the side or looking cross-eyed, I'm going to take the eyes that have the black pupils pointed towards the top, and I'm going to point them in the correct direction. So looking upwards to the side, I switch them like this so that his eyes are kind of upwards like that, pointing in that direction. If I want him to point that direction, I just turn them around so they're pointing there, or I can have them going downwards if I want him to be looking down, or cross-eyed, one in each of the center areas. Okay. So my eyes also need to have a little sponging. They're just glued one on top of the other right now. Okay, so we're just going to add that little bit of sponging to add a little bit of depth to the eye. Okay. So over here I am going to have his eyes pointed to the side. Actually, we'll point him down, just for the heck of it. Okay, a little bit of glue. I'm using my 2-way glue pen today just because it's a little bit faster with just the different things I want to show you. Okay, now for his little carrot nose, I've taken my largest arrow punch over here, and I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to just cut downwards at an angle. Okay, so that I have this little pointy piece. I'm going to sponge a little bit of Bravo Burgundy on the end. I find that the orange just doesn't show up strong enough the way I would like it. So I'm just going to sponge some Bravo Burgundy to add a little bit of contrast there. And my nose is going to be placed perhaps off to the side. Now, of course, I got to cut off that little pointy end there and make it a flat nose. So I'm going to cut that off to make it flat. So just cut off the little point over there from the arrow. I'm going to add some glue. And add his little nose on. Okay. Now for the mouth, we're just using the 1/8 inch black dots. And I'm going to decide that, you know, if I want to smile, well, as you saw on the little sample one that I showed you off at the beginning, that I just have to line up my 4 little pieces of 1/8 inch black circles, mimicking coal, into a nice little smile position. Now it's easier if it's not sticking to your hand. So again, you can do the upward turned mouth, a straight mouth, a downward turned mouth. Okay, or if you wanted, you could actually take all of those off, grab a 1/4 inch circle of black cardstock. I'm just going to punch that out quickly. So I'm just there. And you can make a big wide open mouth, kind of the look. So we're going to give him a wide open expression today for this sample piece here. So remember, to give him that little extra expression, you have upward turn, downward turn, wide open, shocked, and your regular smile. Okay, for the arms, we're going to take our snowflake punch, which has been punched out in close to cocoa, and I'm just going to snip off the little ends. Now, I'm going to keep these pieces because that can give me a little bit of joints in my arm if I need it. Okay, so I got my first twig arm here. I take my second close to cocoa snowflake, and I am going to cut out his twig. Okay, so we got our second piece here. So if I wanted, I could have him arms up, arms down. As you saw in my little sample piece, I have a bend in the arm over here using one of the joint pieces to have him holding himself up as he's been tossed down. And if I want to give him, you know, a little bit more of that shocked expression, I'm going to take the residual snowflake here, and I'm going to cut out the big pieces and keep one of these skinny little pieces here. Okay. So then to create that little joint, give him a little upwards turn here. So I'm going to actually glue that down. Okay. And then I glue his arm in an upward position, just to add to that nice surprised look. There. Okay. So here's again some ideas on how you can add that expression to your snowmen. Don't forget, you can add in their little coal buttons over here. And my snowflakes are simply made with my 1/2 inch circle punch. So here is his little buttons from coal pieces of the 1/8 inch circle punch. Okay, and then if you wanted to do the little broken down snowflake, or snowball I should say, you're going to take your 1/2 inch circle, you're going to sponge with a little touch of blue, or tempting turquoise, sorry, and you're going to take some white scrap paper, you're going to place it over, and you're just going to trace a little bit of a piece like this. Okay, you're going to cut that out, make it nice and wavy. Okay, so you're going to cut that out to look like that. You're going to sponge it lightly, and you're just going to glue your snowball on top so that it gives it that crushed snowball look where he just got hit in the head, as you can see over here. Okay, so it's really easy, it's really fun to give your snowman a little bit of extra expressions, and you're going to find you can do all sorts of funny little scenes with them. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little tutorial, and join us again next week.